Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a follow-up video for the Holy Stone HS720G. I did a video on this a couple of days ago on the channel. I actually did two videos on unboxing and I of course did a flight review, and I really loved the way this drone flew. The gimbal is really good. But if you guys checked out that video, and I'll put a card up here to that video, despite the things I did like, there were some issues with this drone. At least that initial drone that I flew. It had some Wi-Fi issues. Whenever I would fly it, the Wi-Fi would just drop off. It would disappear from my phone, and you had to land the drone, power cycle it. When you powered it back on, then the Wi-Fi would reappear. Sometimes it would work for a while, and sometimes it would just disappear almost immediately. And then also, this drone uses an SD card, and I had a 32 gig SanDisk Extreme in there. And it didn't have anything I recorded except for one 5-second clip while it was still on the helipad. So I didn't get any video from the SD card in that review. I had to use the 720p video that was saved to my cell phone. I was not able to use the 4K at 30 that you want to be able to use, because that's one of the nice features about this drone. This has 4K at 30 frames per second coming off this camera on this 2-axis gimbal. So I reached out to Holy Stone and told them about this, and of course they were surprised and obviously very concerned, because they don't want that to be an issue with this drone at this price. So they were kind enough to send me out a replacement, and that's what I got in my hand. And I took it up today, and I took it outside to fly it to see, you know, was it just something wrong with my original drone? And I can tell you rather confidently today that yes, that was the case. I put a 64 gig card in this one today just to be, you know, certain. And I took it out and flew it, and I had no Wi-Fi disconnects. It was perfect, and all 3-4 video clips that I recorded all were saved to the SD card. So it appears that the initial drone just was a bit of a defective drone. So yeah, looking over the video on this, it looked really good. You know, there's this very, you know, the gimbal is really good on this drone. So overall, I have to recommend this at that $285 price point. I think this might be the best gimbal drone with camera under that $299 price point. So I'm just happy that it appeared to just be something wrong with my initial drone. So I wanted to make a follow-up video to let you guys know. So what we're going to do now is let's go and we're going to roll that 4K at 30 footage that I edited to some music to let you guys see how it all works. And then we'll come back and I'll wrap it up with a few thoughts on this video. And then again, we'll have a purchase link down to this guy in the video description and also in the pinned comments, because I think this is a pretty darn good deal. And you want to make sure you use the coupon that I have. That'll give you 5% off, and that drops it down to $285. You're saying, hey, what do you mean it's $299? Yeah, if you don't use that coupon, then it is $299. So let's go ahead and go outside now and get that footage from the drone I recorded earlier today. Then we'll come back here to wrap up the video. So be right back, guys. All right, guys, so you saw the footage there. I thought it looked really good. The camera looks good. The exposure looks pretty good. You know, it's not perfect, but it's really overall good. Now, I was viewing it on a 1440p monitor. This is actually true 4K. So if you have a 4K device, a phone 4K, or a monitor or TV, it's going to look a little better than what my eyes saw on my 1440p monitor. But overall, I thought the colors looked really good. Now, just a few minor gripes I can tell you guys about. I did notice some micro jello at times, maybe 2-3 times during the video. And that was basically when the drone, of course, I've got the arms folded in here, but when it came to a stop, when I let off the sticks and it braked, that's when I noticed that little micro jello. It was maybe a half second. It was very minute, but it does exist. So I want to let you guys do know that, there is a little bit of jello, but it seemed to only be when you were braking. So that is, you know, it's very minor, and it depends, you know, the slower you fly, the less likely that's going to be to happen in the video. And if you're looking at this on a cell phone or a really small monitor, you may not even have noticed that. You need to be up at 1440p or 4K, like I was viewing it at on 1440p and on a rather larger screen. And then those little bitty imperfections in videos become more noticeable on those high resolution, larger monitors. And the range on this drone is not great. I think it was rated for around 1 kilometer on the actual, it might have been 500 meters, but it was a decent distance on the control distance on this drone. But the, you know, the Wi-Fi is going to be rated less than that. And I was getting out to about 500 to 800 feet. And around 800 feet, the Wi-Fi would start to freeze. But around that same distance, the controller would disconnect at times. Now, it will reconnect. And thankfully, as the drone's supposed to, the fail-safe kicks in, the drone started flying back, and then it reconnected, and then I was able to take over control and didn't have to actually, you know, have it come back and land. But the control distance is not the greatest on this drone, and I was in a rather unobstructed view across the field from my house. So just keep that in mind. If you want to fly this drone close to you, which most of us will do, it's no problems. But if you're going to fly it off a little ways, you're not going to get the kind of range of some of the more expensive drones. And another thing to keep in mind is, you know, this is an MJX controller. I don't know if MJX makes this for Holy Stone, or if they just, you know, use the receiver and transmitter and buy these controllers. But these only use 2 AA batteries in these. And so I got mismatching different kind of batteries, but that's only 3 volts. So it doesn't have, that's probably one of the biggest reasons why, is it doesn't have a ton of voltage. It's not going to be the most powerful transmitter in here, and that's probably what limiting a bit on the distance on this drone. But aside from that, the Wi-Fi was just fine for what I'm used to seeing on a Wi-Fi drone, and it was not really laggy. It was very acceptable on the lag, and the distance for the Wi-Fi was fine. It's just that the transmitter would tend to drop off around the same distance that the Wi-Fi FPV begins to freeze or stutter. I mean, you know, and that's common with these drones, so keep that in mind. So overall, I'd absolutely do recommend this if you know, at the $285 price point. So if you're interested, there's a purchase link down in the video description and the pinned comment to this drone. If you do choose to buy this, you know, you make sure you use that coupon to get it for $285, and you help supporting the channel. That's, I can't thank you guys enough. Every little bit like that helps to justify the time I put in for these reviews, because you know I always tell you guys whether something's good or whether something's bad and avoid it. All right, guys, that wraps up the second look at a replacement model of the 720G. Hope you guys appreciated this video. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. While you're at it, also click that bell. That way you're notified every time I upload a new video. And as always, guys, have a wonderful day.
The power of the dark side.